Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing Oris's latest homage to the classical early 1970s Oris Chronoris chronograph. The original Oris Chronoris Star was a motorsports-themed tonneau case, early 70s stopwatch designed in the era of motorsports chronos. It seems like the height came just before the fall to the quartz era. The first modern recreation arrived in 2005, and the model on my wrist, the Oris Chronoris Date, arrived in 2017. 39 millimeters with a wonderfully 70s shaped and 70s finished extended tonneau case. The watch is easy to wear on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. 39 millimeters across. The watch is a remarkably slim 12.6 with a sloped case flank. It'll slide underneath any cuff. Lug-to-lug, a very compact 43 millimeters. You can see this watch is really constrained at the edge of my wrist on both sides. I can recommend it for wrists as small as 13 centimeters circumference, so it's an excellent and sporty unisex option. The timepiece features a spacing between the lugs that is a vintage-inspired 19 millimeters, and the strap that's fitted is a handsome piece with a bit of a clever engineering. As you can see, the strap itself features something of a 1970s perforation pattern with a handsome cross-hatching to articulate the surface, but there's also a little bit of a recess in the case flank, and you can see on both sides the strap takes advantage of that recess to create a highly integrated look. It is close coupled to the case, but because of the recess, its little garage in the case flank, you can articulate the strap over its full range of motion, including pulling it straight down with no issue. It doesn't want to fight, it doesn't flare, it doesn't get pinned against the case flank. Smart. On the underside, you can see little expansions or domed profiles beneath the perforations to better vent the wrist. It is a very supple strap, and it features a full deployant clasp, which I did not expect at this price point. And not only is it a deployant, but it features trigger release, not a friction fit or a clamshell system. So it features the more upscale and secure trigger system. And then internally, it's both satin finished and engine turned. And while mechanically applied, I still appreciate the fact that the designers thought to design these little touches of contrast. Polished on the outside, satin on the chassis, engine turning internally. It also features a minderless system, which is quite clever. In addition to the triple finish and the double trigger release system, you basically tuck all the strap underneath the clasp body, and once it's sized, it's super clean. It disappears under the strap, there are no minder loops, and there's no excess length visible externally. It's an upscale feature that you'll see on Omega timepieces because they use the same basic buckle principle. Now, the case flank features two crowns, one with a multiple row of knurling. You can see 3 rows of knurling, and this is the crown, which has a screw down action to lock it, that allows you to take advantage of the internal rotating bezel. Now you can see that internal bezel will rotate in either direction, and you can use it for some light-duty diving because the crown does screw down and fix the bezel in place. It's a wonderful timing instrument because you can easily align the index with the minute hand, and now you have an impromptu 0 to 60 minute timer that gives you more legibility than most chronographs, as the hand is huge, the scale is immense, and most chronographs only give you a 30-minute register, whereas this bezel gives you 60 minutes. Also, you won't have the downstream maintenance costs of a true chronograph. So thread that back down. And we have our second crown, which allows you to set the watch. Now this is not a screw-down crown, though the watch retains 100-meter water resistance. Pull the crown out, you have hacking or stop seconds. You also have a quick set system for the date. Underneath the case back, a Sellita SW201 automatic winding bidirectional, a 28.8 beat rate, features 26 joules, a 38-hour power reserve, the quick set for the date, and the hacking seconds for precise setting. The screwed-in case back and advanced seals endow the watch with 100-meter water resistant, so a very swimmable timepiece. Now on the dial side, let's talk about the features. You feature a sort of sector style with concentric scales, starting with the satin finished metallic outer bezel. There's a step down to the racetrack staggered calibration of that seconds track. You can see how it has what would be called by Omega a racing dial pattern, and so you can read the fractions of a second quite precisely on that scale against the varnished orange tip of the seconds hand. So that orange varnished counterweighted seconds hand, nicely keys against the orange details of the dial, such as the index, as well as the outer faces of the hour indices. Inboard, you can see there's a black track under part of the hour indices, and then inboard there is a sort of gray with a grayscale tone transitioning from gray to the white of the text. And this is a wonderfully layered, nuanced, and complex dial that somehow never seems overwrought, nor does it seem busy. It's well executed, it's a handsome case, it's a thoughtful adaptation of a chronograph watch to a time only with the date, and I find it altogether successful. A real value play, and one you can wear in literally any circumstance. It's also a great graduation watch or an all-arounder if you want a rough and tough sports watch for just about any circumstance. Doesn't hurt if you're a motorsports fan. See this Oris Chronoris Date and make it yours on the watch box. Keeping it real in stainless steel, the Oris Chronoris Date.